Social Security is the president's theme, as in Washington he discusses the outlook of the individual.
The millions of today want and have a right to the same security that their forefathers sought in this nation. The assurance that with health and the willingness to work, they will find a place for themselves in the social and economic system of the time. Because it has become increasingly difficult for individuals to build their own security single-handed, government must now step in and help them lay the foundation stones, just as government in the past has helped lay the foundation of business and industry. We must face the fact that in this country we have a rich man's security and a poor man's security, and that the government owes equal obligations to both. But national security is not a half and half measure. It is all or none.
Hello, and welcome to the Social Security Show. I'm Daniel Summer, Public Affairs Specialist with the Social Security Administration. The clip you just saw was shown to you for a very special reason. Social Security turns 90, and this program, which has benefited so many tens of millions of people, is going strong. I'll talk to you about that, but remember, I am the Public Affairs Specialist in downtown Chicago and Northwest Indiana, and to my left is a very special and important colleague of mine. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here with everyone today. My name is Josephine Mueller, and I am also a public affairs specialist, and I cover the Chicago metro area. I'm so excited to be here with you all on August 14th, 2025, because today is, as my colleague Mr. Summer mentioned, Social Security's birthday, and we have a great episode, a great show in store for all of you.
More than 70 million people depend on these benefits every month, but it wasn't always that way. I'm going to take you for a trip through our history and explain to you how Social Security began, evolved, changed, and how it's going to serve you in the future. Josephine, I just have to get back into my time machine. You know how I go on those tangents about history, and I'm sure that you'll be as interested as ever in finding out just what makes Social Security tick.
Yes, let's talk about it, because as we mentioned, this is a show that is once in a lifetime, because Social Security is only going to turn 90 once. And today on August 14th, it is Social Security's birthday. And so we want to talk about that history. And my colleague here, Mr. Summer, is great at the history about Social Security. So we want to show you some information here before my colleague starts diving deep into the history. Now, we're going to move over to the website because we want to show you some great images of when Social Security started. Mr. Summer, can you give us some background on this image here?
Oh, for sure. What you see there is President Roosevelt and his signature. You know, the Social Security Act of 1935, signed by that president, changed America. A lot of people would not be receiving anything right now if it wasn't for that signature. Because remember, we came off the heels of a Great Depression in 1935. There was World War II. Many things. There was social upheaval and people were unemployed. But that very signature that we're looking at now had such a huge impact, and it continues to this day.
Yes, definitely. And I want to make sure that we mention to everyone here that this image that you are seeing is on our website at socialsecurity.gov. We have a wealth of information and history information. If you are interested in visiting us to review some of this history, you could do that by going to ssa.gov. Now, keep in mind when you go to our website that you always place GOV at the end of our name. So that way you end up in the correct area. So lots of great history here on our website, but not just history on our website, Mr. Summer, because we also have information about our Social Security benefits and programs. And so we encourage you to visit our website at socialsecurity.gov to view that information, because it's at your fingertips and you can view that in the comfort of your own home.
That's right, Josephine. You know, people take Social Security for granted today, but when it began, it was very controversial. There were many people who were against it and others who were arguing for it. In the throes of the Great Depression, there was poverty. There was lots of people who were unemployed. We had lots of difficulties in this nation. It was chaotic. And the idea of a federally funded pension plan came to mind. So that way, we could have security for individuals who came here, whether they were elderly or disabled. Later, more benefits were added. But here's the interesting part. Congress argued about this, Josephine. It wasn't just a slam dunk. There were people who said, paying people for nothing is socialism. They disagreed with the concept of Social Security. You had other people who said it would reduce the workforce. But then you had those who were proponents of Social Security who thought, well, wait, when people get a chance to retire, that frees up jobs for young people. Isn't it amazing?
It is amazing. So Social Security, we become eligible for benefits by paying into Social Security FICA taxes. And I know that I learned this at a very young age, Mr. Summer, because I started working when I was 15. And when I first started working, I was really excited about receiving my first check. And when I received my first check, I realized that there was taxes that were being taken out, and I questioned them. And so when I questioned them, I asked, who else but my mother to ask at age 15, what is this? And why is this coming out of my check? And she mentioned to me that I was paying into Social Security. And now that I work for Social Security, I know that we're paying into FICA taxes. And that's what was happening when I was receiving my paycheck. And I am so grateful that I am paying into those taxes, because later on, when I retire, I will be eligible for Social Security retirement benefits.
That's awesome. But let's talk about this, because you used the word first check. And you know something? That was the first check that you had where FICA taxes were deducted. But the first check went out to a woman named Ida Mae Fuller, January 31st, 1940. She got a check for about $24 and some change. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot right now, but it was over $500 in today's value. And she was our first Social Security recipient. And the tradition has continued for millions since then. Our program supports people. Now, speaking of our program, Josephine, we're thinking about the retirement aspect of Social Security. And that was something that came along early. But not everyone could get retirement. What other benefits do we offer at Social Security other than retirement?
Well, that's a great question, Mr. Summer, because we offer so many different benefits. And one of my passions is talking about all the benefits that Social Security has to offer. So, as you mentioned, retirement is one of the benefits. And many times we think of Social Security and we gravitate towards retirement, right? That's what Social Security provides. But in addition to retirement benefits, Social Security offers spousal benefits. Whether you are currently married or if you're a divorced spouse, you may be eligible for spousal benefits. Survivors benefits. Social Security offers survivors benefits to individuals who their spouse has passed away, as well as we offer disability benefits, SSI, which is supplemental security income benefits. We process Medicare applications here. We have children's benefits as well as parents' benefits. So there's so many benefits and programs that Social Security offers, and we're just really excited to share all that with you, because sometimes we don't realize everything that Social Security has to offer. And Mr. Summer and I are here today to share with you all of these benefits. And we want to talk a little bit more about each benefit and share with you where you can obtain information about these benefits.
You are so right. You know, in 1939, just 4 years after Social Security began, the earliest survivors' benefits were created. But it wasn't just for survivors. You couldn't just say, my spouse passed away. I'd like some benefits, please, based on their earnings record, because it wasn't available to men. It was
Mm.
only for wives at that time. Very specific. And that makes sense because there were very few women in the workforce during that time frame. So Social Security is very much a reflection of its time. Added to that in 1939 were other benefits for orphan children, not just the widow, but later in 1950, husbands became eligible to potentially draw benefits if their spouse passed away. So now you have benefits where a wife can draw a benefit from a husband. Later, that would evolve into, well, husbands can draw benefits from wives if the math is correct. So we'll see these things change as America and society changes. And it got so interesting, Josephine, because we're missing something in Social Security. If it's 1950 and I become disabled, no benefit existed at that time for this. And that wasn't until 1956.
Wow. So Social Security disability benefits started in 1956, and individuals who have a condition, a disabling condition that's going to last for 1 year or more, or if that condition is going to lead in that person's passing and that person's unable to work due to their disabling condition, that individual may be eligible for Social Security disability benefits if they paid into FICA taxes sufficiently in order to receive Social Security disability benefits. And we never know what life will bring us. So it's so important to know, and it's comforting to know that Social Security is here for us if something were to happen to us where we have a disabling condition. Social Security is here with us throughout life's journey, and sometimes that is part of our journey. And we want to let everybody know that they can certainly reach out to us and apply for Social Security disability benefits if they are experiencing a disabling condition that's going to last for 1 year or more and they're unable to work due to the disabling condition. And if that condition is going to lead to their passing. So we want to make sure that you are aware of these benefits and that you can apply for them. People may be wondering, Mr. Summer, well, how do I apply for Social Security disability benefits if I feel like I have, I want to apply because I most recently found out I have, a condition and it qualifies or it may qualify. How do I do that? How do I go about that?
You want to do that as quickly as possible.
Mhm.
And there's a number of alternatives. You have options. Some people want to stop by the office and schedule an appointment. Others give us a phone call and set up an appointment so we can take that application. And still, those of you who are computer savvy, you like to go it on your own, you can get online and go ahead and file your application ASAP. You know what I noticed, Josephine? Now, we started with President Roosevelt signing the Social Security Act. Those disability acts came under President Eisenhower. And it seems that every president left his stamp on our program. Not every president, but those who acted have left us some really great programs and benefits. I'll give you an example. We've gone from just a benefit in the 1930s for old age to spousal benefits throughout the 30s and the changes. Then the widowers benefits, and now disability, as you mentioned. But to bring you up to date, another huge change occurred under President Lyndon B. Johnson, and that is the addition of Medicare in 1965. Tell us just a bit about the Medicare program and what it is.
Yes, absolutely, Mr. Summer. Let's talk about Medicare and let's share with everybody here today what we do when someone becomes eligible for Medicare. So many times people ask us, well, when am I eligible for Medicare? What is the age that I become eligible for Medicare? And so traditionally, individuals who are turning 65, they become eligible for Medicare. So you want to apply 3 months before you turn age 65, the month you turn age 65 or 3 months after you've turned age 65 if you are applying for Medicare. And that is your initial enrollment period. So usually people enroll during that time. But we just talked about disability benefits. And I also want to mention that if somebody is receiving Social Security disability benefits, that after receiving those benefits for 2 years, regardless of how old they are, they become eligible for Medicare as well. So people who have that are receiving disability benefits who have a disabling condition, if they've been receiving those benefits for 2 years, they get a Medicare card in the mail automatically. Now, you may be wondering, well, Medicare, I know there's different parts of Medicare, that card, what does it cover when it comes in the mail and when I apply with Social Security? So through Social Security, you can apply for Medicare Part A and Medicare Part B. Medicare Part A covers emergency hospital visits, and as long as you've paid into your FICA taxes, it's free. Now, Medicare Part B, there's a premium associated with Medicare Part B. And Part B covers doctor's visits, 80% of regular doctor's visits. And this year, in 2025, Medicare Part B is $185 per month. And usually it comes out of an individual Social Security benefit. However, there are some individuals who just apply for Medicare only and they pay Medicare directly. Because here at Social Security, we enroll people in Medicare, but after we do the enrollment process, if individuals have additional questions about Medicare, they want to contact 1-800-MEDICARE for those questions.
That's great information, Josephine. And fun fact here, you know, Medicare is now handled by the Center for Medicare Services, but it was originally a Social Security program run by the Social Security Administration. So lots of great ideas and lots of great benefits for the public when there was no previous federal health insurance or pension plan. Social Security stepped up. Now, there's one more thing that I think we want to talk about if we're discussing Social Security's programs, and that's a big change that happened in 1974, and that's the addition and introduction of SSI. Now, that program, I've witnessed it, I've worked it, and it helps lots of people, individuals with disabilities who would otherwise be left out. I mean, maybe they haven't paid enough FICA. Maybe they become disabled very young or something of that nature. They're homemakers, etc. But we make sure that everyone has an opportunity with Social Security. If they are disabled or aged, we want to take care of our folks. So Josephine, tell me a little bit about how SSI works.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about SSI. What does SSI stand for? Well, it stands for Supplemental Security Income. And we talked about retirement, we talked about disability benefits, and we talked about how those benefits are funded through our FICA taxes. We're paying FICA taxes to receive Social Security retirement benefits and Social Security disability benefits. But SSI is for individuals who may not have had the opportunity to pay into the FICA taxes. And if they did not have the opportunity to pay into the taxes, they may be eligible for SSI, Supplemental Security Income, if they are age 65 or older, or if that individual has limited income and resources and is found to be disabled. And of course, if the person is 65 or older and has not paid into FICA taxes, they must also have limited income and resources in order to qualify for SSI. So essentially, in order to qualify for SSI, you must have limited income and resources. So this is a program that helps individuals. And as you mentioned, Mr. Summer, we do help a lot of individuals, and we see people contact us regarding SSI, and we want to reiterate how you can contact us to apply for SSI benefits if you are an individual who is 65 or older and has limited income and resources, or if you're an individual who has a disabling condition and has limited income and resources. You can contact us at 1-800-772-1213 to schedule an appointment, so that way you can apply for benefits. And you can also visit us online at socialsecurity.gov.
Wow, that's a lot of good information. And just to continue and reiterate a bit about SSI is that started under President Nixon. So we've undergone changes through multiple presidents, and this program has grown, expanded, and improved itself so we can better serve the American public. Now I got some questions for you, Josephine, because you obviously know a lot about Social Security. I'm going to ask you about some common misperceptions that I hear. And I'm going to ask you first, can you get Social Security benefits without working, retirement or disability?
So in order to receive Social Security retirement benefits or disability benefits, we must have worked and paid into FICA taxes. So no, you are not able to get those benefits without having worked.
And that's by design. Social Security was implemented originally to be a program you pay into and then reap the benefits of later. So, great info. Let me ask you though, now, are Social Security numbers used again and again? Like, for instance, somebody dies in 1950. Is that number open for someone else to get now that it's 2025?
That's a great question. And many of us have that question. And the answer to that question is no, that number is not reused. The number that we receive is specific to us, it's unique to us, and we have not reused numbers.
We have enough numbers for many generations to come. And in fact, we've already issued more than 450 million unique numbers. And by the way, Josephine, the purpose of the Social Security number was never to access credit reports or to use as identification. It was originally just to track your wages, so Social Security would know how much to pay you, how much you paid in, and how to calculate what you're entitled to. And that was back in the 1930s. Well, I just want to know if you have any additional comments about Social Security for our viewers that you think that they should know about.
I do, Mr. Summer, and I want to show our viewers here our main page. I want to go back to our socialsecurity.gov webpage because I want to share with everybody how they can go online and create a My Social Security account. So I'm going to go ahead and ask for some help here from our CAN TV studio friends if they can go ahead and share our Social Security webpage here on the screen for all of you here today, just so that way you can all see exactly what I'm talking about when we go to our main page. Now you see the main page. This is it, socialsecurity.gov. When you go to it, you're going to see the blue banner at the top. You're going to see our name, Social Security, and our logo. And so you want to go all the way to the right where it says account. You want to click there where it says account because all of us have the ability to create a My Social Security account. And you may be wondering, well, what is in this account if I create it? What can I receive or see when I create this account? Well, we're going to go ahead and take a look here because when we create an account, that account is very specific to us, very unique to us. And in your account, you can see your benefit estimates. You can see your earnings. So all the earnings that you worked throughout your lifetime, you can see those, Mr. Summer. So when I created my account, I was able to see the year I worked. And when I turned 15, I could see what I earned that year there. And then I could see all the years in the future or that I worked and I earned earnings, wages. So here we go. We're back on the screen. And there are two icons here. You're going to see a blue one and a green one. Now, sign in with login is an option that you can use to create your account, or you can go to sign in with ID Me, which is another option to create an account. Now, if you have an issue with creating an account or some challenges with creating an account with the blue icon, login.gov, we encourage you to go to the green icon, sign in with ID Me. We can go ahead and go to the green icon. If we click there, you'll see this screen right here. It says you're leaving the Social Security website. It's okay. You're leaving the website to go to one of our partners' websites who assists us in verifying an individual when they're creating an account. As you can see here, it says ID Me plus our Social Security logo there. And you want to go ahead and click on Create an ID Me account. So right where you see New to ID Me, you want to click there, Create an ID Me account, and you want to scroll down and you want to enter in your email, the email that you have immediate access to, and you want to create a password. Now your password needs to be 12 characters long. It needs to have uppercase, it needs to have lowercase letters, it needs to have some numbers and a special character. So some symbol that you might remember you want to add in there. Once you do that, you're going to get an email, and that email is going to ask you to confirm that this email is yours and that you're creating this account, the ID Me account that's going to lead you to your Social Security, my Social Security account. Once you do that, you're going to follow the steps. It's going to prompt you to take a picture of your front of your ID, the back of your ID, and it will also ask you to take a selfie. And this is so that way we can verify who you are before you get into your My Social Security account. Now we're verifying you because it's a very safe and secure account. Only you can access it and only you will have access to it. So once you gain access and you're in your account, all the power is in your hands as far as Social Security business. You can do things such as request a replacement Social Security card, and you can look at your earnings, as I mentioned earlier. But Mr. Summer, what other great things can you do with a My Social Security account?
A My Social Security account is a powerful tool. You can plan for the future. You can make ideas as to how you might alter your retirement plans to fit your benefits, and that's great for your family.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone needs to understand what they're going to get in the future so they can understand how to act in the present. Social Security is an American institution, here since August 14, 1935. 40% of seniors rely on Social Security alone for their income, so it's a big part of America. Without it, the current poverty rate of 11% would quadruple to almost 45%. In this show, we've shown you that Social Security is an institution that has survived many decades, 9 of them, and it represented a change from when we went from a government that just governs to one that serves the people. And that's what Social Security is all about. And we say happy birthday to this agency. Josie?
Happy birthday. Happy 90th birthday, August 14th, 2025. And the information that we shared with you today is accurate as of August 14th, 2025. Happy birthday, Social Security, and Social Security is with you throughout life's journey. Have a great rest of your day, wherever you're watching us, and we thank you for being with us here on Chicago CAN TV Network. Take care and stay safe, everyone.